Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start off by giving all praises unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Yahweh who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. I just wanted to do a little video real quick. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to entitle this video, but I wanted to focus basically on, the coming famines and, the food insecurity, in the world. And I wanted to start off with talking about something that a lot of people I don't see talking about it. Say, for an example, if you let's go on YouTube and look up SHTF or economic collapse, or even prepping, and then you go to and you go to the videos that were posted within the last 24 hours, or even the past week. It's very rare you'll find somebody who actually mentions that even though everything is bad right now in the stores, the food, is not, in abundance. It's not in abundance. There definitely is lack of supplies, for lack of a better word. That's why a lot of places restrict the amount of, items that you're allowed to buy. Say, for example, with toilet paper, you're only allowed to take, 2 packs a person, right? Which eventually it will go to all types of food, okay? Which we're going to get into that. But the thing that people are not mentioning is, even though on top of all the craziness and, stuff that's going on in the world, nobody seems to mention that not only are we coming into, the election season, but we're also coming into, after Halloween, which who knows what they'll do with that, because I don't think many people want kids going around, to strangers' houses, taking candy right now with the, this global pandemic. Um, but what the people ain't talking about is that you got Thanksgiving coming up. And then what's after Thanksgiving? Of course, I should mention you have Black Friday as well, but then you have Christmas. And then what happens after Christmas? Then you have New Year's. Okay, so why is this so important? And the reason why is this so important, and the reason why I'm mentioning it, is simply because if there's a lack of food right now for an average day, then what's gonna happen when these quote unquote holidays come, right? And you know that, here in Babylon the Great, which is what America, these holidays are, held at, high standard. Okay. This is always, a time of year that companies make big, monies. Okay. And this is a year that people tend to spend more than they would any other time of the year. Okay. But guess what though? This year is different. You know why? Because not only are there famines and, shortages of say goods, but also people don't have money. Okay, ain't nobody got no job right now. Ain't nobody got no what's the word I'm looking for? Ain't nobody got no savings. Okay, for those who did have, maybe a few thousand in savings, they've had to use those savings to get by the last couple of months, if they were even lucky to do that. Okay, then on top of all that, I recently heard that not only did, Trump get, the coronavirus, but if my ears serve me correct, I've also heard that they've said that they are not going to do any type of stimulus checks until after the election. What is that going to do? That's going to just continue to bring the the chaos and the mayhem, right? Lark and Rose. Oh, there'll be chaos and mayhem, and all be eating each other and what, and just inside joke chat that anybody knows who that is. Um, but anyway, um, yeah, man, people ain't talking about that, man. Okay, things are bad right now, but people really don't understand how bad things are really going to get, man. Okay, because we're talking about, a lack of food in a time of, these celebrations, these nationwide celebrations. Say for an example, Slucky, say for an example, what happens if there's not enough turkeys to go around? And that means, some of these Americans are not going to be having, you know, that turkey dinner. Okay, and what that's going to make people pissed off and, angry, of course. Then there'll be, fights at the store over chicken or over turkey, I should say. Well, they both taste similar, so we'll just call them the same. Um, but anyway, with all that craziness going on, you have what is the guy's name? I believe it's just Jeff Bezos, if I'm not mistaken. He is I believe his net worth is like 2 billion. No, I mean 200 billion. And 4 billion. So in other words, 204 billion. Well, that was of a couple days ago, so it might have went up a few billion now. Um, but he's the richest man in the world right now. Well, of course, under the top, rulers of the world, because he don't have, you know, that kind of money. But that's you ain't gonna hear about those people in the media, because they don't want they exist. But anyway, um, that man here you have a man who has, you know, think about that, $200 billion. Do you know how much $1 billion is? $1 billion is $1 million 1,000 times. I'll say it again. That's math. $1 billion is $1 million 1,000 times. That's what a billion is. Okay, so here it is that you have a man that has, quite literally, more money than what he, can ever spend in his life, and yet, the vast majority of the population, damn near, 80% of the population, if not even more, you know, is in financial difficulty. All right, so it just shows you, man, that that Esau's system is just completely unjust, man. So here it is, you have a man who has more money than he can ever spend in his life, but the average Jake, is happy to have $100 if he can get that lucky. You know what I'm saying? Um, that's what this shows you, man. Right? And truthfully, man, people are not going to put up with this nonsense any longer with all this, what is it, global, shutdown, right? Due to the global, pandemic. Okay, people are going to start getting pissed off out here, man. Okay, if they try to do a second lockdown, people are going to remember what happened in the first lockdown. How they had to, sit in their house for, 2, 3 months on end. And that's going to piss people off, man. So people ain't going to do that. There's going to be uprisings. Okay, and that goes back to the scriptures, right? A man shall, fight against his neighbor, right, with swords in their hands, right? They were not regard their kings or their princes. That's in 2nd Ezra, right, the 15th chapter. Okay, so things are going to get bad out here, man. Okay, nothing but, war and famine and hard times is what's coming to America, man. Okay, there is no um, time of forgiveness and time of, prosperity that's coming. Those days are long gone, man. Okay, just a time of, coming calamity. Okay, calamity on top of damn, calamity is what's coming. Okay, so I just wanted to, to share my thoughts on that. You can, uh, you can look at my thoughts and, see, whether you agree with them or not. you have free to use the comment section down below. But anyway, with that being said, I'm going to say shalom.